Hey guys, Major Frenchie. Just wanted to say a few things about wiring your buttons. There are different types of buttons. I've got different types in my cab. This is my third build, so I've learned a thing or two. I made mistakes, and now I just kind of know what I'm doing. Kind of. Buttons comes in many shapes and forms and types. We have backlit, we have leaf switches, we have HAPS types of like arcade push buttons. This type of button that are used along with the leaf switch. They all serve the same purpose and is to basically, when you're pressing the button, it sends a signal to your controller board and it indicates that you're pressing a key to enable a certain function in the system. In my virtual pin cab, I have many different types. The first one is a backlit 12-volt button, a micro switch. And the micro switch is kind of universal when it comes to arcade. All you need to do is kind of twist a little bit and pull out. And then you have the LED that's here. And then you can pop that out. And then if it burns, you can replace it. Here you can see two types of micro switches. One has 2 pins and one has 4. And then the reason this one has 4 is because there is a LED. So this one needs 12-volt power. This pin is the ground and this pin is the ground for the light. You can actually daisy chain them. It saves on the wire. This one is the same one, except there's only 2. And one's going to be the ground and one's going to be your signal. My way to verify which one is the positive and negative. So what I do is I just put one on the other side and see. Now I know that this is the correct polarity. So what I do is I just put the little mark on it. So I know that this is my positive. If I take this LED and I flip it, now it's working. So you can do either. I like that little mark. It just makes it easier for myself. We also have this big guy here. Is the exact same thing, except it is for the launch, which I've actually moved away from this because it's too big. This you can use for exit. You can use for a different function. It's really up to your imagination how you want to use your button and what shape you want to use. The micro switch, when you're going to press your button, you're going to hear the clicky noise. Now, I would personally not use that for flippers. Okay, that would get really annoying quick. I prefer, if you do not have leaf switches, you can use these little buttons. These are great. They're cheap. They're backlit. And they don't make noise. Now, these are a little bit different. See that gray little plastic? Outside of it is for your LED. What is on the plastic thing? It's your signal and your ground. Now, to find the polarity for the positive and negative, do you see the little design, the little icon? I call it the boat. Actually, I'm not sure what it is. And it's like the little pointy things are towards the top. Positive is the one on the right. It's this guy here. And the other one is the negative. So what you can do is you can then daisy chain the negative here and then the negative here, and that will go to your central ground. There you go. So I got the positive on the right, and this is what we get. And finally, the leaf switches. So the leaf switches, they're basically designed for pinball. And the way it works is you just have 2 connectors, and it's for your ground and for your signal that you send to your controller board. When your button pushes this, it makes contact and it sends the signal to your controller. This is a different type of leaf switch. This one, you just put your button, you put the screw, the button is here, you press, it makes contact with the 2 little pins. I was talking about controllers, which you need to connect to your computer, and then when you press the button, it goes to this board, and this board sends a signal to the computer. So this little guy is called a zero delay board. I've used them in many different applications for arcade and in my pinball cab. It's a great solution. It's cheap. It's like 15 bucks, and it works really well. It comes with these wires that you connect on your button, and this quick connector. It connects right into the board, and this board has a USB. Another solution is the Freedom Development Board. You may have heard of people referring it to the KL25Z. It's actually a good board. Connect all your buttons to these pins right here. You may want to use little pin headers like this, or you can solder that directly onto the board, or you can even go with like a Pinscape expansion board and have this mounted on it. It comes with an accelerometer built in, which you can have the tilt, the nudge. You would use the Pinscape software that's designed by MJR to work with this. This is what I'm going with in my current build. It's the Pinscape all-in-one. This one is the board created by Oak Micros. Easy, it's a no-brainer, it works well, and it is actually, if you can see, the KL25Z that I've just talked about is integrated in this. It's all labeled on the board so you know where to connect your wires. It says buttons input. Well, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you've got 9 to 24. So you've got 24 possible inputs for the buttons. See, there's a common ground here to make it easy, so you connect basically that to your common ground on your cab. Configure this using the Pinscape software. I'm going to have a full tutorial about this board as I'm going to set it up in the next couple of days. So don't mind the the mess with the wire. I actually am in the middle of wiring everything, so it's not going to look like this at all. Here's my 12 volt power supply, okay? Then my 12 volt power supply basically goes to my 12 volt terminal block. Each port that are here are live and provide 12 volts. So all your grounds, they're called common grounds. So you need to connect them together. So the power goes to the 12 volt terminal block. I have my ground. The ground are daisy chained between the two for the signal and for the light, for the LED. So they're together and they are going to this terminal block right here. And for the signal, I have this wire right here, which I had to solder to a longer one, but it is orange. My schematic. It's basically how my wiring works. And all the devices, I know exactly which port or which terminal block they're going. And this is what I got here. See, orange equal the MagnaSave. So when I connect that on my Pinscape all-in-one, I don't have to look because I will know exactly if something goes wrong. I know that my left MagnaSave is the orange, and I will have the port number next to it. Just another quick trick. I always carry that. It's a small 12 volt battery, and I got a little small 5 volt as well, just to test my stuff without having to turn on the cab. So I've got my wire right now, see? I'm just connecting it, and I know it works. Hope you enjoy that, guys. If you got any questions, just leave a question in the comment below, or visit our Discord. That's where we ask or answer questions regarding virtual pinball. The link's going to be in the description below. We're actually growing. We're getting close to 600 members now. So we have like a weekly competition where we have prizes for the winner and things like that. So come and visit, and I will talk to you later.